how's everybody doing for power hour today? Everybody make it through lunch? Pretty nasty mess during lunch, right? Not much movement on the market. Surviving. Disgusting, man. Terrible, terrible price action. Now, to be expected for a Christmas holiday. Yeah, I doubt we'll see anything good here in the afternoon session. What do you guys think? You think we'll sell? You think we'll try to take out the intraday high? What are y'all thinking? It's terrible. Looks like it wants to sell though. Pivot already is there. Gold looks like it wants to go though. Gold looks like it wants to rep here at the close. Contracts are overpriced though. Well, not really. I just don't know if we're gonna have anything good in the after hours today. You know, with the holiday. Frustrating. Oh man. Man, I wish I had traded gold today and not Nasdaq. What a shame.
What a shame, dude. It's never a shame when gold breaks out of a multiple time frame situation. That is the beautiful thing. That's another day that ends in Y, and everything's right in the world, brother.
Yeah, I just traded Nasdaq and lost money all day. So that's why I said I wish I traded gold because I wouldn't have lost money. I would have made money
Gotcha.
because at least it had a trend rather than all this chop.
Yeah, Nasdaq tried to break out of a symmetrical triangle. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for that to actually occur. I do love gold, silver, the whole precious metals environment here today. There's no doubt about that. Specifically loving all things gold. By the way, I just did my 2025 review. Gold was my best performing asset in the entire portfolio. GDX specifically, GDX, the gold miners. Second one was Lam Research. Yeah, I do love that breakout of 4,400. I said it all last week. You don't want to miss the breakout of 4,400. And I don't miss multiple time frame breakouts on gold. I love that breakout on gold. I thought it developed really, really good in front of that 4,400 level. It hadn't broken the 9 EMA in any capacity. RQ was pushing into that 4,400 level, and just a really good breakout. So let's see it climb a little bit more. By the way, my 2025 projection RQ, I was within 0.5% of where we're at right now, by the way. So I do predictions every single year, and I was literally within like 50 basis points of where the S&P 500 is right now. Can you hear me, RQ? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you as well.
So what's your thoughts right now, Riz, on the market?
I mean, it's the end of the day already, so I mean, if you're looking for a move at this time of day during a short week, doubt it. Probably just gonna get pinned here into the close. Chopped around all day.
On the NASDAQ?
Yeah, on the Nasdaq. I mean, ES is basically the same thing as well. I mean, it is chopped around as well. I mean, you can see that in the candles. There on the 15. No real clear structure on it.
On the intraday?
Yeah, on the intraday. No, not since what, the last 2 hours at least. No kind of clear patterns other than running the 9 EMA. That's about the only thing. Oh, now you're breaking now, so I don't think it'll go anywhere though. I think you just kind of stay where you're at right here.
No, I have very little interest in trading the NQ and the ES from an intraday perspective right this very second. I'm loving gold, silver. I do like the breakout or at least the attempt to break out on the daily chart on the ES. I'm really enjoying the Dow Jones RSP Russell 2000 confirmation situation on their pullbacks, but on the intraday side of the equation, I'm right there with you. I don't really love the technical landscape going into the close today. Tesla tried to get that 500 level, sniffed it, and got sold off pretty aggressively right at that level today. today or into the end of the year? Or like what are we talking about, RQ? Like if we're talking on the intraday side, I don't know if we're going to break the 77 level today. Much like the ES, most of the positivity on gold was kind of on the overnight session. And that's what really kind of propelled. Like gold yesterday on the overnight session had a wonderful day. Today, very similar to what Riz was describing on the intraday side of the equation, little chop, little neutrality for the better part of the most day. I would say far more similar to the ES than what we're seeing on the other ones, but I think it's hard pressed after that candle on the daily chart. Like if you look at that candle on the daily chart, I just kind of feel like gold did the work today. Um, can it get to 77, consolidate around that level going into the overnight session? Perhaps. But I'm very impressed with the daily bar there, and I just find it difficult to get a little bit more pump out of this session, if that makes sense. Like, I certainly see the edge to the top side, but can it break that and run is kind of the question for me. Yeah, I would love like on a secondary pattern here because on a power candle like that on gold on the multiple time frame breakout, you don't want to get into the point where you're chasing it. And so intraday wise, a day of a little bit of consolidation kind of gives some alleviation to that overextension, and then we break out. So I am definitely interested in the 77 level. Like I'm definitely interested in that level, and I'm definitely watching that later on tonight. But I just don't feel like we're going to get that pump coming into the close. And again, maybe the daily chart is influencing me here because it's a really, really good candle on the daily chart. And that thing, that is like a picture perfect breakout situation. And so I'd like to see it just get stuck there and not get too aggressive here. But man, I rank all asset classes every week, guys. There's not an asset class closer to gold and silver, like not even one. There's not a close second. It's gold, silver, 1A, 1B, and everything else in the entire marketplace is three, four, five steps behind. It's like Michael Jordan playing a high schooler right now. Riz, do you want to do Becky's pot on Saturday, or do you want me to take that one?
I'm open. Doesn't matter to me.
You want to do
No.
rock, paper, scissors?
Flip a coin or whoever she wants first. I'm indifferent. I'll be
I
around.
don't think he cares.
Well, are you normally not free on Saturdays? How about that?
Saturdays are a work day for me,
Okay then.
so I'm always available on Saturdays. Yeah, I know.
We're in the same. We're in the same conundrum, my man. We're in the same
Uh
conundrum.
huh. Uh huh.
Um,
I'm flipping a coin. You call it heads or tails. If you win, you're doing Saturday. If I win, I'll take the next one. Okay?
all right.
Or if,
No, you
yep.
know what? You already got it down. You're taking charge. Take this one. I'll take the next one.
Oh, that. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I think the coin flip makes sense. I'm honestly sixes either way, bro. Like it is Christmas. If you have plans, do what you do. Trust fault, Nacho. It's like a trust fault.
Only thing
Two
I got,
coaches. There's trust there. Yeah.
and I mean, the only thing I got scheduled for Saturday is a nice nap on the sofa. That's about the only thing I
Oh,
got scheduled.
that's yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably have a nice little nap on Saturday too. Mhm. Yep. Yep. The real challenge is going to be Becky getting you and I to not try to make the other one do it first.
Right? That's probably it.
Now the ultimate question is am I going to want to shower and you know put on a nice shirt on Saturday? That's the real question.
I think you can swing that.
Yeah, it's a tall ass, brother. Crude oil out of nowhere, getting some pump today. I could care less, by the way. Crude oil drives me crazy. Well, we're all dialing in the internet side of the equation. Everybody ready for Christmas? Little kids' toys, some gifts. Does that mean you're ready, RQ? Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's especially when they're young. Like when they get old. Like my youngest is a teenager, RQ, and so it's kind of not the same. But when they're young, it's the best. Like especially when they don't get what they want, RQ. That's life lessons, brother. It's always the challenge, brother. It's always the challenge. See, in my marriage, my wife does all the shopping for it, and then I get to watch my kids thank my wife nonstop for 2 straight hours. That's what I get to watch, RQ. And then my daughter says, "What are you going to get us, Dad?" I'm like, "You see all that? I'm part of that. It's nonsense." Listen, I'm not saying I want all the credit, RQ. I'm just saying maybe don't double dip is what I'm suggesting with my teenage daughter. That's all. That's all. She's a fantastic double dipper. Give it time. My experiences are very, very normal with other Everybody else. You'll see, brother. You know, RQ, if you want kids, you should come to Utah. We give them at the airport. It's not that cold. Yes, it is. It gets cold. It does. The high desert does get cold. Yep. Oh yeah, it gets cold. It doesn't get like Chicago cold, but it definitely bites. Oh, tweet of the day. It says, "Here's a fun prank. Make people study for 16 years and then replace them with AI." Well done. Good tweet. Riz just read a post that said Russia has started evacuating families out of Venezuela.
Huh. Wonder why. That's
Sounds
horrible.
like something's up.
Not necessary at all. That's gonna be interesting. Well, we captured another oil tanker over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think we captured two. Both, from what I read, Iranian containers.
Yeah, Nacho, we're all hurting.
Tomorrow we're here, just kind of a laid back day is all. Sorry, I was looking at some research. This is the last week I do a lot of my 25 review, preparing for my 26 predictions tomorrow. So I'm just doing a little research on my end, brother. You want to know my favorite stock going into 26 tomorrow? Right now? Barrett Gold. Love that company. Barrick, symbol B. RQ, when you said closed your position on gold, that marked the top of gold, by the way. Oh, I'm already in tomorrow. I've been in a while. Barrick is one of my long term holdings. But even despite that, it scores an 80 out of 100 on my fundamental scoring system that tracks 10 different fundamental criterias, 5 valuation, 5 growth metrics, scores an 80, one of the highest rated companies out there. It has a peg of 0.3 right now. Like, if for anybody that doesn't understand the peg ratio, it takes into account PE and growth. Anything under 0.5 is like rockstar status. Anything under 1 is decent. It's got a 0.3 right now with a forward PE ratio of 12.73 and a PE ratio of 20. Just knockout. And then when you look at the growth, I mean, 80% growth in 25, expectations of 48% growth in 26. EPS growth last 5 years was an average of negative 11%. EPS growth next 5 years is an expectation of 42% growth. Yeah, I kind of like that, to be honest. I also do cover calls on it, by the way. Yeah, it marked the top there. Again, it's not that it's doing anything wrong, RQ, like nothing. It's just it had such a good day in general. Just a lot to ask to get that to pump more. By the way, Santa Claus seasonality officially starts on Wednesday, and expect quite a bit of low volume over the next 2 weeks, guys. A lot of low volume. Doesn't mean we're not going to get price movement. We can certainly get a lot of price movement, but it should be a low vol environment for the next couple weeks, as we have obviously Christmas later on this week and then New Year's next week. I have not done a class on learning how to scan for stocks. I will definitely put it on the topics for our trading lab tomorrow. I think that's a very good topic. Have you ever used a website called FinViz? Yeah, I use them quite a bit for a lot of my custom scanning. There's obviously a lot of different ways to scan, but I do like personally broad-based scanning. I don't think the other algo and AI scanners are good enough yet, to be perfectly blunt. Um, they're getting better, and I think in a couple of years they're going to be standout amazing. But I'm a pattern hunter, and so I like broad-based scanning, and I like to look at a lot of charts. But I do use FinViz for the most part. I'll show you. Like I'll show you how I customize it to find different things. Because you can, if you understand, like we just did a couple weeks on moving averages, for example. The best way to kind of customize the scan in FinViz is kind of manipulating the moving averages within the scan. Like if you go, for example, above the 200, above the 50, but below the 20, for example, that gives you pullback analysis. Not perfect, but it does give you pullback analysis, for example. Whereas if you're above everything, it's momentum based. You can add other filters there as well. But I like getting like a scan. Like I'll filter things till I get to like 200 stocks, and then I just hunt patterns. But I we can definitely do that. No, I want to get in B immediately. No, like anything else, it depends on timing, price, and time. Um, like I wouldn't mind getting into it on a swing trade above today's high on momentum, but from like say an investor perspective, I'd probably wait for a pullback. Yeah, and so it's all timing. Like when you're dealing with investments, you never want to chase. Trades we will chase every now and then, but I also don't mind building a position. But yeah, I think it's always better to pick up a long-term investment after a sell-off when you have a positive opinion on that company. And although it doesn't feel like it, I promise you, gold will have pullbacks. Like we haven't got a lot of those pullbacks this year on gold, but it does. Of course, it will. Maybe we get a 10-15% correction in gold in the first quarter, and that brings GDX and other gold miners down 20 to 25%. And you can get into it at that point or something along those lines. By the way, Barrick's my favorite gold stock, but like KGC is right behind it. There's a lot of other great gold stocks right now, and the reason there's so many great gold stocks right now is because the fundamentals have shored up a lot. Like valuation has gotten better, despite gold having probably the best run of any asset this year. Truly, like it destroyed every other asset this year. So despite that, valuations have came down in gold stocks, not up. It's because their profit engines are like rocking on 14 billion cylinders right now. Like there's just full port, no doubt. But this pump will not last forever. And so if you don't have gold assets, I I would strongly recommend you start getting some gold assets along the way. And by the way, when I said that in 2015, Omaro, people are like, but it's overvalued and it's ran. It's like, okay, have perspective, long term, buddy. long term, buddy. This ain't a short term trade, long term, long term. But it's always best to get it on a correction. Like it's always best to get an investment to either add to or to start one on some degree of pullback. And usually not a pullback on the daily chart, but a pullback on the weekly chart. I know we got a lot of younger traders in our blue sky community, guys. One thing just to keep in mind as you are kind of building out your game plan for next year, don't sleep on the long term. It will come to you faster than you'll ever know. Like it just will. Speaking as somebody that has done that, it will come to you. And the more you can do to get that short up, the easier everything becomes. I've always felt it's much, 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 much easier to navigate the short term situations in the market when you have your long term dialed in. Even if that's just starting, like I don't have any investments, but I'm going to start. Like that's getting it dialed in. For today was great. Yeah. Well, you take B, for example, just kind of because it's a pretty good example on that longer term chart. You look at a pullback down to 35, for example. Now, it might be a pullback to 45 after it goes to 60, for example, but let's just go on here, Omaro. A pullback down to 35, previous breakout channel, wait for a reversal. That would be beautiful. Like I'd be all over that bad boy. I think it could be as easily as just saying once the next time it kind of gets around the 20 weekly or the 9 EMA weekly, depending on how you want to process it. But yeah, it's definitely pullback analysis. Now, for me, I'm kind of open ended right now. What that means is Barrick Gold is a covered call asset for me on the longer term side, which means I've opened up the risk graph and I'm not covered right now. Both very good laps. Both very good laps. Both topics I rather enjoy as well. Just had imbalances come out, guys. See a little downward drift here in the ES. Nothing really breaking pattern. Very interesting resistance level at 69.33 on the ES for those navigating on the overnight session. 44.77 on gold. That's kind of the ultimate resistance level. What's up, Laws? So you're on the mend? Well, that's good. Flu's no joke. Well, team, we got a bunch of consolidation and almost everything for Power Hour today. Good overnight session, though. Pushed the ES close to all-time high status. On the daily chart here today, Dow Jones fighting for confirmation on their pullback, looking pretty good. NASDAQ tested a symmetrical triangle breakout, couldn't hold the water. When you're looking at the Russell 2000, also confirming their pullback here today as well, with a little bit of a pump coming out of the small and the mid cap indexes. And on the ES, staring down the barrel at a multiple time frame breakout in the zone of that breakout levels. Gold, silver continue their pump coming into the end of the year close as well. And Bitcoin and Ethereum doing pretty much nothing to start Christmas week here today. You never drink the water in Mexico, Nacho. Everybody knows that. Just the tequila.
Yeah, Coach, who would have known that we would have had a flat power hour?
On Power Hour? Yeah, the thing is, we had a really good breakout this morning. Just didn't go anywhere.
I mean, I think you had a better breakdown than a breakout.
On the intraday?
In the morning session.
On the NASDAQ, I would agree with that. Yeah.
And there's your bell. Ding, ding, ding. And now the market will rep here after the close to make sure that, options traders don't make any money.
They bled that theta dry today, didn't they?
Of course they did. They do that every single day at this time of day.
Yeah, they did. They did. Well, Riz, here is to tomorrow, my friend.
Oh, you got it. I heard somebody say tequila, and I'm going to go crack open a bottle myself.
You deserve it after that day, brother.
Yeah,
Boss,
we'll see. Tomorrow will be better.
Tomorrow is always a good day. It is always a good day. All right, team. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us during Power Hour. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, to break down all the information in the market, talk a lot of different things, obviously, in Power Hour. That's right. That's right. Here in about a week and a half from now, I'm going to forget it's 2025. 26, and I'm just going to keep saying 25.
Right.
All right, Riz, team. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
You got it, Coach. Thanks for hanging with us, and
Later,
thanks
brother.
everybody else. You got it, Coach. Have a great one. And you all have a great day as well. Thank you all for hanging with us on X, Kick, Twitch, YouTube, X, and all the other interwebs channels, and of course Discord. We will see you all bright and early tomorrow. As always, good luck in the market. Have a great day, team.